Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Jennifer. I'm a soul whisperer coach, and I am here today to share with you how you can create change in your life. So if you want to just get a pen and paper, this will be really helpful for you. In order to create change in your life, you need to have a plan. Now, there are people out there who create their own plans in their head. They can just go do it. But, I'm really speaking to people who are wanting to create change and they're just not breaking through, or they're just not knowing how to go about that, rather than waiting for change to come upon them. So I am a soul whisperer coach, and what that means is I'm an empath. So I'm a clairsentient being. I can feel people's energy, and through that I can translate into words as best as I can what I'm receiving. I'm also clairvoyant and clairaudient at times. Now, we are all these things. We can all do these things. We are born with these. If you want to call them superpowers, but they're just actually something we're born with, and they've been shut down or not exercised. So it's just a matter of focus and exercising, and you can do any of these things. Like, you naturally have telepathy. You would have experienced it when you're just thinking about someone and they call you. So it is naturally there, and it's just how much you exercise those muscles. I help people release negative emotions, sometimes in the form of trauma, which is a very strong word, but trauma can be, can be this big, can be this big. It's how it feels to the person. Just helping people remove blocks or breaking through, and often reminding people of the power of who you are. For some people, it's not even about blocks. It's just about discovering more of who they are in terms of connecting with their soul. So the soul whisperer part comes in because I can feel where the person is physically, and I can feel the expansion of their soul. And if they're having issues, I can feel that meat in between the sandwich and how they can navigate that and what they do need to do. So that's pretty much kind of what I do in a nutshell. So today, I want to share with you how to create the change in your life that you're wanting. So first, you need to have a desire. You need to have desire to want to create change. If you don't really have desire, then it's going to be hard, and you're not really going to want to do it. So that's the first thing that you need to identify. Now, that desire can be something as simple as, well, I do want change and I want things to change, whether it's losing weight or getting into new routines, or learning about something, you want to go and something new, regardless of what that is, more education, or, if eventually, when it all happens, if you want to travel, whatever desires you've got. Now, you don't have to wait for things to change in your outside world for you to start experiencing things and changing them, because the universe is extremely powerful and it will bring to you your world. That's exactly how it works. You are the center of your own universe. The world is revolving around you, even though you're told the opposite is true. So people who know that will tell you that they know that you are special, you are meant to do well. Things are supposed to work out for you. That is the universe revolving around you. And people who tell you the opposite, it's because they haven't figured that out yet. Okay, so get a plan going. The next thing is you want to have an outcome. So what's your outcome? What are you thinking, like, in terms of change? What's the outcome? And that can be tricky for some people, because you're really having to think, oh yeah, I haven't thought about that. So if you don't know what the outcome is, it's okay. It will come just by asking, what is my outcome? What's my purpose? What's my reason? What's my desire for what I'm wanting? Because this is all the groundwork. When you do the groundwork, it's so much easier. It's like when you build a house, you have to lay the foundations. So when you lay these foundations down, you're setting yourself up for more success and for a way to be made, okay? So you want to write these down. So desire, outcome. Another thing is just writing things down as well, daily, that comes to you, ideas, questions. You know, when I work with clients, I get them to journal. I don't really like that word journal. So, because it signifies different things to different people. Some people think journaling is writing your life story or writing what's happened that day that's quite dramatic. And in a sense, that is a form of journaling, but it's not the journaling that's going to serve you. Yes, it's good to dump, but you really want to focus. Because I am a big Abraham Hicks follower, I was very focused on getting people to write about their positive aspects. So when you can write things that, you know, in your day that you love, things you appreciate, wonderful things that happen, just some things that you just appreciate. Some people call it attitude of gratitude. Anything you love or appreciate, to write that down, because the more you do that, what you focus on expands. You're going to get more of that. The more you feel appreciation for something, you open up to more. So that's the whole point of journaling for me and writing. You're opening up to the abundance of who you are. So people who say, well, I want all these things over here and I want this, that, and the other, but they're over here sort of going, well, you know, my life's turned to shit, or I can't really get what I want, or this isn't happening, or why is it so hard? That's the journaling they're doing within themselves. So you have to get over here and journal about, well, what is good in my life at the moment, or what is going good, or what do I appreciate? Because the idea is to get you to focus on that abundance. People want abundance, but they want it to happen from a non-abundant, if that is even a word, unabundant feeling. And it doesn't work like that. In order for you to get what you want, you have to drink it a little bit. You know, it's like imagining there's a pond over here and you're super thirsty, and you would just go to the pond and drink from it, and it would quench your thirst, it would fill you up, it would hydrate you, you would feel good. But if you're standing back over here in the ponds here and you're just refusing to go, then you're not going to get that hydration. You're not going to get that, feeling better. And actually, I'm going to have some right now. So the idea is to mentally and emotionally drink from what it is that you want. Drink from the abundance, bringing it into your life rather than going over there to get it. People tend to think everything's outside of you. And yes, to a degree it is. It's this beautiful reality we live in. But you are a powerful, powerful being, a powerful magnet, and you draw to you everything. You draw to you everything through the universal law of the law of attraction, and you draw it to you and through you by thinking and feeling about a specific topic or subject. And this is exactly how you get what you want in life, or not get what you want, okay, by focusing on what you don't like. So write things down that make you feel good, write things down that you appreciate, write things down that you want more of. Anything that sparks that magic within you. The reason why I suggest you write things down, because there's something magical that happens when we're up in our heads or in our hearts. It's a beautiful thing, but it depends on how you're managing that. Some people have got so many thoughts flying around that they never actually grab them and pull them down through you and put it onto paper. It's really important to get it onto paper, because you will notice when you do the action of this, it feels different. Something has just come down through you, and it's a manifestation, the beginning of it, one part. The pre-manifestation is in your thought and then feeling, but putting it on paper, this is a physical manifestation. And it feels really good because now you're grounding it, you're affirming it, it's an action you're taking. Try it. It's very powerful. Rather than just having things up there all the time, floating around. That's the power of journaling, or writing things down, or writing positive aspects. And it's like I say, until you do it, then you really feel different about it. The other thing is you can reflect. So when we're thinking, sometimes we may not be paying attention to how we feel. Even though it's there, we may not be stopping and going, oh, hang on a minute. So when you write it down, it's really in your face. Oh, is that really how I feel? I don't know if I feel like that. I need to change that. So it's really good concrete evidence when you do that. So the next thing is structure. You want to have some structure about the change that you're wanting to create in your life. So you might say, for example, let's just use the example of someone who wants to lose weight. What structures can I write about that are going to help me on my path? Well, what about if I look at not so much eliminating junk food or bad foods, what if I look at the structure of introducing more fresh foods, or trying newer, fresher foods that I haven't tried before? I like the structure of that. What about the structure of going to, look at moving my body maybe 3 times a week? 3 times a week would be nice, maybe half an hour. I could go for a walk 3 times a week. There's a structure. Now, I'm just giving you suggestions. So you want to have some ideas about implementing the structure. And here's the other thing, you don't want too much structure unless you can handle that. Meaning, if you put too much structure on yourself, you've gone from no structure to all of a sudden all this structure, it can actually push you back out and make you not want to do it because it feels like a chore. So there's 2 ways you can handle that. You can put a lot of structure in with the intent of, I'm not going to do every single thing here. I'm just doing it for the exercise of it, for the fun of it. I can pick and choose, and be flexible with some things I'll do and some things I won't do. But if you get in it and you find yourself overwhelmed with too much structure and it's rigid, you just pull back. You don't go, oh, I've stuffed up again, or, oh, okay, now I have to start all over again. You just start where you are and you just pull back and you just say, I'm recognizing that this is good. It's showing me that actually I've over-created my structure that I don't need to. So it's really the dialogue and the way we talk to ourselves, okay? So just be flexible with your structure. Like, just recognize it's okay for me to move it about. Some of it might change, some of it might evolve. Just be open to that. The other thing is to be consistent. And this is, honestly, this is the biggest rule for anything in life. If you want to achieve something, you have to be consistent. And I would say, and I say this all the time, give it minimum 30 days, minimum. Now, I'm not saying, oh, you're going to get your results in 30 days. You may and you may not. But what results you will get is there is momentum. And you might feel better just in the fact that you've created this routine. You will get benefits, though, in 30 days if you stick with your 30-day, plan. So you're looking at like 7 to 10 days for you to start getting used to a little bit of change. By day 21, you're starting to implement, a new routine or a new structure or new beliefs. By day 30, you're sort of in the thick of it and it's starting to flow somewhat. It doesn't mean you'll be perfectly there. You may be, but you may be even halfway there is enough where you're feeling that momentum is building to set you for the next month. So whatever you lay down in that first month, it's just going to get momentum going and you're going to find it easier. So that's how you can create change in your life. I say to people, it's similar with people who smoke cigarettes and they want to quit smoking. You can't just, I said this in the hypnosis video, you can't just expect, this works for some people, but for the majority, you can't just expect to quit smoking and have no plan for the first time you've ever quit. If someone has been quitting a couple of times, maybe 3, 4, 5 times, they may find by that 5th or 6th time when they quit, I didn't need to do anything. But you've got to remember, they've been having a go at this. So they've been getting more ready as they've gone along, as they have tried to quit 3 and 4 and 5 times before. But for a first timer who's never quit, for example, cigarettes, and they've got no plan, the likelihood of that would be very slim, that they would be successful for very long. Because unless you've got some things they're implementing how to support you in the change, you're just going to go back to old habits. So this is about supporting you if you want to make changes in your life, and it can be fun. So just before I finish, write your desire, have an outcome, and make that outcome reasonable. Don't say, okay, well, for example, someone who wants to lose weight, in 30 days, I'm losing 5 kilos. Well, is that going to be reasonable to you? I'm not saying it's not achievable, but ask yourself, am I being too harsh? Am I being, too much, expecting too much of myself? Am I going to fail already? Like, just be reasonable with what your outcome is, because the thing is, if you allow yourself enough time and you be reasonable, it happens faster actually, because you're not putting all this extra pressure on yourself and creating more resistance, okay? Because you want to be in something more for the long-term benefit, not just the short term. You want to look at it like that, as a lifestyle change. So again, structure without too much structure. Be flexible, be consistent, give it 30 days. And when you're in the thick of it, just then keep it going. It just gets easier. So I hope this has been helpful. I will pop in a link down the bottom that links you to my website. It gives you more information about what I do. So if you want to like, share and subscribe, I appreciate that. Other than that, big soul love from me, and bye for now.